It's everywhere. On our phones, on our laptops, in the palm of our hands, just a click away. The accessibility is unprecedented, making it easier than ever to consume. Lurking in the darkest corners of the internet, pornography. It hides in plain sight, infiltrating our daily lives without us even realizing it. Once a taboo subject, it's now as commonplace as cat videos and viral memes. What was once whispered about in hushed tones is now openly discussed and even celebrated in some circles. We're bombarded with it, desensitized to its pervasiveness. Pop-up ads, social media feeds, and even mainstream media subtly and not so subtly push it into our consciousness. But behind the glossy facade of sexual liberation lies a dark and disturbing truth. The allure of glamour masks the grim reality faced by many within the industry. The porn industry thrives on exploitation, addiction, and abuse. It preys on the vulnerable, promising fame and fortune, but often delivering pain and suffering. It's time to stop averting our eyes. We can no longer ignore the impact it has on individuals and society as a whole. It's time to confront the uncomfortable reality of porn, to have honest conversations about its effects and the ethical implications of its consumption. This isn't about being prudish, it's about recognizing the deeper issues at play and the human suffering that often goes unnoticed. This is about acknowledging the human cost of our insatiable appetite for online pleasure, the real lives affected by our digital choices. This is about the men, women, and increasingly children who are caught in the gears of an industry that chews them up and spits them out. Their stories are often untold, their pain unseen. We can't claim ignorance any longer. The information is out there, and it's our responsibility to educate ourselves and others. We can't pretend we don't know the damage it inflicts, the emotional, psychological, and sometimes physical scars it leaves behind. It's time to talk about porn, to bring it out of the shadows and into the light, where we can address it openly and work towards a more informed and compassionate society. Scroll through Instagram, open Twitter. It's a daily ritual for many of us, a way to stay connected and entertained. But what are we really seeing? It seems like every other post is a porn star, peddling their latest video, their bodies perfectly posed, their smiles dazzlingly fake. These images are crafted to catch your eye, to make you stop scrolling and start watching. They want you to believe it's all glitz and glamour, a non-stop party of sexual liberation. The lights, the outfits, the seemingly endless fun, it's all part of the show. But don't buy it, it's a carefully constructed illusion, designed to lure you in and keep you clicking. Every post, every photo, every video is meticulously planned and edited to perfection. Filters, lighting, and angles are all used to create an image that is far from reality. Behind the filters and carefully curated feeds lies a much darker reality. The glamour fades when the cameras are off, revealing the exhaustion and stress that come with maintaining this facade. The pressure to maintain an unrealistic body image, the constant demand for new and more extreme content, the relentless scrutiny of online trolls, it takes a toll. Performers are often left feeling inadequate and overwhelmed, constantly chasing an unattainable ideal. The mental and emotional health of performers is often ignored, sacrificed at the altar of profit. This isn't liberation, it's a gilded cage. The smiles you see are often masks, hiding the true cost of this so-called glamour. It's time to look beyond the illusion and see the reality for what it is. The stories of those who've escaped the industry are often heartbreaking. These individuals have endured unimaginable suffering, and their tales are a stark reminder of the dark side of an industry that many consume without a second thought. Tales of coercion, abuse, and manipulation are disturbingly common. These aren't just isolated incidents, but a pervasive issue that affects countless lives. The emotional and physical scars left behind are deep and lasting. Take the story of Sarah, a former porn star who spoke out about her experiences. Sarah's journey into the industry began with promises of glamour and success, but the reality was far from what she had imagined. Lured into the industry at a young age with promises of fame and fortune, she soon found herself trapped in a cycle of exploitation and abuse. The contracts she signed were binding, and the pressure to perform was relentless. Sarah's story is a testament to the deceptive nature of the industry. Or consider Michael, a male performer who struggled with drug addiction and depression as a result of his time in the industry. Michael's descent into substance abuse was a coping mechanism for the emotional and physical toll the industry took on him. These aren't isolated incidents, they are the human faces of an industry that profits from pain. The exploitation is not limited to a single gender or demographic. It affects people from all walks of life. The industry's reach is vast and its impact is profound. These stories need to be heard. The survivors' voices are powerful and their experiences are valid. By sharing their stories, they shed light on the hidden realities of the industry and offer a glimpse into the true cost of our consumption. We need to listen to the survivors to understand the true cost of our consumption. Their bravery in speaking out is a call to action for all of us to reconsider our choices and the impact they have on real lives.
I was promised fame and fortune, but what I got was a life of exploitation and abuse. The promises were empty, and the reality was a nightmare. It was a nightmare I couldn't wake up from. Every day was a struggle, and the hope of escape seemed distant. But sharing my story has given me strength, and I hope it can help others too.
Why would anyone choose this life? It's a question many ask, often with a judgmental sneer. But the answers are rarely simple. For some, it's a desperate attempt to escape poverty, to provide for their families, or to pay off crippling debt. Others are lured by the false promises of fame and fortune, blinded by the bright lights and the perceived glamour. Still others are victims of sex trafficking, forced into the industry against their will. These are real people with real stories, not just nameless faces on a screen. We need to understand the complex factors that drive individuals into this industry to address the root causes, not just the symptoms. Section 5, Behind the Curtain, a brutal reality check. The reality of porn production is far removed from the fantasy it portrays. Long hours, grueling shoots, and pressure to perform dangerous and degrading acts are the norm. Safety is often an afterthought, with performers pressured to engage in unprotected sex, putting them at risk of STDs and unwanted pregnancies. The emotional toll is immense. Performers are often treated as disposable commodities, their humanity disregarded. The psychological scars of this industry can last a lifetime. This isn't about sex. This is about power, exploitation, and the commodification of human beings. Section 6, The Price of Pleasure, STDs, Addiction, and Exploitation. The consequences of the porn industry reach far beyond the screen. The proliferation of STDs within the industry is a major public health concern, with performers often unaware of their status or pressured to work even when infected.
Drug addiction is rampant, used as a way to cope with the stress, trauma, and emotional toll of the work.
And then there's the issue of sex trafficking. Vulnerable individuals, often young women and girls, are coerced, tricked, or forced into performing sex acts on camera. This is modern-day slavery, and it's happening right under our noses. It's time to stop pretending we don't see it. Section 7, The Pornhub Problem, Profiting from Pain. Platforms like Pornhub have come under fire for their role in perpetuating these issues. Accusations of hosting and profiting from videos of child sexual abuse material and revenge porn have plagued the company. While they claim to have implemented stricter content moderation policies, the damage has been done. The ease with which such content was accessible highlights the dark underbelly of the online porn industry. It's a stark reminder that behind the seemingly innocuous websites lie real victims, real pain, and a system that often prioritizes profit over people. Section 8, A Call for Change, Rethinking Our Relationship with Porn. It's time to have an honest and open conversation about our relationship with porn.
We can't continue to turn a blind eye to the exploitation, abuse, and trafficking that fuels this industry. This isn't about censorship. It's about awareness, education, and making informed choices.
We need to challenge the normalization of porn, to question the messages it sends about sex, relationships, and human dignity. We need to support organizations working to combat sex trafficking and provide essential resources for survivors. Section 9, Respect, not degradation, reclaiming human dignity. Every human being deserves to be treated with respect and dignity, regardless of their profession or the choices they make.
We need to deconstruct the harmful stereotypes and stigma surrounding sex work, to recognize that many individuals in the industry are victims of circumstance, not willing participants. This isn't about judging individuals. It's about dismantling a system that preys on the vulnerable and profits from their exploitation. It's about creating a world where everyone feels safe, valued, and empowered to make their own choices.
Section 10, The Power of Choice, You Can Make a Difference. We all have a role to play in creating a more just and equitable world. Section 11, a brighter future, hope for a world without exploitation. Change won't happen overnight. It will take a collective effort, a shift in consciousness, and a commitment to creating a world where everyone is treated with respect and dignity. But there is hope. By raising awareness, challenging the status quo, and supporting survivors, we can create a brighter future, a world free from exploitation and abuse. It's time to rewrite the narrative. It's time to prioritize human dignity over profit. It's time to choose respect, empathy, and compassion. The power is in our hands. Let's use it